104.1 KRBE. It's the Roula Ryan Show. This is such a fun job, especially when we have Miss USA in the studio.
Hey, Gabriel. Gabriel. That is so cool that you're from here. Did you grow up in Friendswood or Sugarland?
I actually grew up in Missouri City.
Missouri City?
Yes,
Cool.
I'm a Mo City girl.
Nice.
That is where our transmitter tower is.
Oh.
So you lived in the area right where we're broadcasting from. Well, we're broadcasting from here, but it relays off that big stick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We have Michelle on the line, and she's got a question for you here on the Roula Ryan Show, 104.1 KRBE. What question do you have here, Michelle, for Miss USA?
Hi. Good morning, everyone. I was just wondering any advice that you would give to kind of just like get someone started. I've been thinking about competing in a local pageant, and I guess I'm a little nervous and I just can't pull the trigger quite yet. But I was wondering if you had like any words of encouragement or like things to help like prepare me for this process.
Okay. Well, hello, Michelle. I think it's great that you want to compete in a pageant. If it's a desire or a want you have, I say go for it. Something that really helped me was finding a coach or somebody that already knew what was going on in pageantry
How'd
to
you do
ask
that?
questions.
Like, how'd you find a coach?
Well, I actually went to a school. There's training schools. You can even just Google online as well, pageant coaches, or, Instagram. You can Instagram girls and DM them. Girls DM me all the time, and I DM them as well, asking them questions. So once you find one or two people in that industry, it will just open up a world of resources for you. And I will say, girl, I am always nervous. So I think it's normal to be nervous. And I was very nervous my first pageant, but the more you do it, the better it gets.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's good advice.
Thank you for your call, Michelle.
What's the most nerve-wracking thing, like when you started off? Is it like because you got to be in like a bikini in front of people? Is it because you have to just people are just staring at you? What is the mindset when it comes to being freaked out the most?
The most nerve-wracking part is that on-stage question. When you make the top 5 and then you draw a question from the box, you don't know what they are going to ask you, and you need to compose yourself, and you want to answer on the spot with everybody watching
But
you.
are you able to prep? Like, in other words, do they give you an idea of what some of the questions might be, or you just have to wing it?
No, they don't give you an idea. But I mean, I know it's maybe going to be a current event, or I have coaches that ask me hundreds and hundreds of questions.
So you've practiced.
So I practice as much as possible. I ask people, hey, ask me a question, ask me 5 questions, just so I can think of it in my
Did
mind.
you go on YouTube and watch that? What was that girl like 8 years ago? She kept it was awful. Remember, she's like, and such
and so forth.
so forth.
And so forth.
That's what I don't want to happen.
You don't want to use those filler words like tremendous, very, very.
And you know what? She was probably just so nervous.
Yeah.
You know, when you're nervous, you don't even act like yourself. So,
How supportive has your family been throughout all this?
oh my gosh, my dad and my mom and my whole family are just over the moon. My dad would go anywhere and tell people that his daughter is Miss USA, and they didn't even ask about it.
I love that.
We just want to know it was a table for 4 or 6.
Well, Miss USA will be joining us, so just want to put that
Does he
out
make
there.
you wear that tiara?
Yes, and my mom is like, did you tell them that you're Miss USA? She wants me to play the Miss USA card everywhere I go. I'm like,
You deserve
Take
it.
advantage
So
of
when
it,
you
girl.
walked out that stage after they'd crowned you, who was the first person you talked to?
well, on stage, that's when I did all these photos, and I think I took photos with hundreds of people, whether it was my family and sponsors. So it was a whirlwind. I honestly couldn't tell you who the first person.
Who's the first person you picked up the phone and you called them like, oh my God, I won?
That's a good question.
They probably all
They were
knew.
probably there.
Yeah.
They were all there.
I guess.
And you didn't cry, right? I thought I read that you.
Yes, I
You're like,
almost
"Don't cry."
cried. I felt it. I felt the tears coming. I said, "No, I can't do this. I'm on TV." So I stopped myself.
Did you do this with your hands?
I'm like, don't, not the
Now,
mascara.
can we ask, like,
The makeup, not
can we
the
ask the
makeup.
question, is there any cattiness backstage? Like some of the, I imagine the competition is fierce. Mm-hmm. Are you guys,
Like, is
all
everyone
you
cheering for
girls-
each other, or can you
You
tell?
supportive, or is there some
Or
people
is it like high school girls?
yeah.
It is actually not. It's not stereotypically catty.
good.
If anything, the girls are friends. They know each other, or they're getting to know each other, or they're kind of quiet because they're in the zone. So there's no cattiness. Nobody's stealing or ripping apart people's dresses backstage or anything. That would be crazy.
the midriff, the belly button's hanging out.
No, yeah,
true.
none of that.
I noticed you brought the crown in.
I did.
It's
Look
in
at
this
that.
beautiful box.
Here,
and
let's
I was
take off your
asking.
headphones.
Let's take off the headphones
Yeah,
so you
okay.
can wear your crown.
So you
We
can wear
can
it.
actually say we had a crown
And I was
Miss
asking
USA.
you too, like
studio.
off air, if
Your
you had to
crown.
return
yeah,
the
yeah.
crown, and you said that you get to keep the crown.
Yes, I
So
get to keep it.
That is
All
amazing.
right, we're gonna play some music for you. Here we go.
Crown in her.
Wow. That looks amazing.
Glorious.
And we're filming all this. This will be on all the KRBE socials.
That's awesome. And you get to keep that.
And you get
said.
to keep it. Yeah.
Yes.
But you got to take that with you. It's in that big box.
I have to keep it safe, yes. Sometimes I get nervous. Even on the plane, it's a carry-on for
I'd make it
sure.
like a chain.
Oh,
necklace.
absolutely.
Mm.
What? A chain?
chain?
No, you don't
Yeah,
want to get it
that way you
dirty
just
or
hold on to
scratch it or.
So I have a sash and now a crown
Yeah.
necklace. I like that.
necklace.
That's how you
Wow.
roll. That's how we do it in each town. You were going to talk about your diet because how does that work?
Okay.
To stay
Because you're in
fit.
training right now, you said, because it's what, January?
January 14th.
January
So
14th.
it feels like it's tomorrow in my world.
And the
but-
holidays are coming up. Thanksgiving,
yeah.
Christmas.
Oh, that's true.
Yes,
All
sorry
that
to my
food.
friends and family. I'm skipping their parties. I cannot sit in the same room with people eating amazing food. It's too tempting.
Yeah.
It's way too tempting. But the diet, I'm just on a strict food schedule just to make it easier. So oatmeal and eggs in the morning, fish and veggies for lunch, green beans, and then dinner is salmon and green beans as well. And I eat the same thing every day. So it gets a little boring.
Oh, you have to eat
I
the same thing
cannot
every
do
single
that.
day.
Yeah, it just keeps it clean and
Yeah.
I don't have to do guesswork on how it's going to affect my body.
You remember that king
That's true.
salmon?
The king salmon?
It's like buttery. It's like
Buttery.
It's like
You can't have the buttery
no,
stuff.
but it just tastes like
Sounds
so. No, it tastes so. It's better than it's like
Oh.
$10 a pound more.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
where do
no,
you get
never
this?
mind.
This
No,
like
but I
usually
need to
like-
try that.
Like Central Market,
Kroger?
my wife
Oh.
got the regular salmon was like $16 a pound. This was like $24.
Oh.
She tried it. And I'm like, wow. Now I know why it was so freaking good.
I like
Yeah.
the
I love
sockeye salmon.
I love
That's
oh,
that.
yeah.
That's thin, less fatty. So it's a little bit drier. I feel like that one is
Yeah.
the sockeye one, and
As you
it's
can
also
tell, we
real
liked
red.
it.
Tell
We
me
liked
about
fatty
it.
stuff.
I'm a huge salmon fan. My favorite is cedar plank salmon, but I'm gonna use the Atlantic fattier one because that kind of like
Yeah.
holds the moisture up in there, and then when you get the smoke up in there.
Hey, as long as there's lemon pepper on it, I'm good.
So you can't like. Do you even go out to eat with friends? Like right now?
I
or is
avoid it
too-
as much as possible because it's so tempting. I'm the type of person, if there's chocolate cake in front of me or in somebody else's plate, I will ask them for a bite.
So
yeah.
if you were not training for Miss Universe, when can you let your hair down and say, "Oh, I'm just going to have whatever I want"?
Or probably not the whole year.
Yeah.
You have to be at all the
You have to maintain.
functions.
Yeah, it
look.
wouldn't be as strict. I mean, right now it's just so Miss Universe focused, so like my body can be as healthy as possible. But afterwards, it'll be a little bit more loose and
And
we'll
you
be
can
able to
relax
have
with it,
flexibility
yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Have a
yeah.
Whataburger.
Who are some of the,
Oh, yeah.
We're the 11 p.m. breakfast menu.
We usually do food wars at this time on Thursday. Like,
Oh yeah.
Don't do that to her.
so what's the one food that you're missing right now that you wish you could just
Yeah.
have, like a fajita?
Like
or-
if calories and fat were not an option, you could just eat it.
Ensamada. Have y'all heard of that before?
No.
It's a Filipino bakery treat with cheese and sweetbread, and it's my favorite. I had 2 or 3 of them the night I won Miss USA.
That was it.
Celebrate.
No, I had more.
Everyone's
yeah.
saying you sound like Mila Kunis.
You do sound a little bit like
Or
Mila
Meg
Kunis.
from Family Guy, which is the same.
Oh, I
actress.
never
Person.
heard that. That's cool. She's awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
So, what is all your social medias? If people are just tuning in, I know that you have you're doing your own clothing line. I mean, you're just doing everythey right now.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah, entrepreneur.
Yes.
So, how do people? You said reach out to you. You have a website, and what's your Instagram handle?
It's Arbony Nola, RBONNEYNOLA. And as you mentioned, yes, I'm a designer, so I have a lot of sewing videos and where I rip up pieces from the thrift store and reconstruct them, as well as me training and getting ready for Miss Universe. So I would love for people to follow me.
That's awesome.
That's great, Arbany. Now, since you become Miss USA, who would you say is like maybe the most famous or most like, wow, I can't believe I met this person?
Yeah, have you met people yet? Famous people yet? Or I know it's been only a few weeks.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. It's been such a
Because
Now
you've been
you're
on some of
crazy.
you've been on some of the big TV shows.
And she gets to
like
go to
the morning
LA
shows.
to live. You get an apartment in LA, right?
Yes, so I was in LA the first couple of weeks as Miss USA, but it was mostly press that we did.
Okay.
So I went to Universal Studios. That was really exciting. That was one of my first interviews, but I
Have
don't.
you ever been on like Regis or not Regis? Regis.
Kelly and Ryan.
Kelly and
Kelly and
Ryan.
Ryan.
That's how much I think of that show. Like those type of shows in New
not
York
yet.
or
Not yet. Not yet.
Good Morning America and all those type of shows.
No, I can't think of anybody yet, unless I feel like it's slipping my mind. I did go to the Houston Rockets Filipino Heritage Night, so that was really cool. I got to meet
Did
some
you
of the
shoot a free
players. No, I think that's a good thing I did it.
They used to do
People
that.
are saying they loved your outfit. They're even texting. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I saw her outfit for the Rockets, and that was incredible." Because you made that, right?
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
At what age did you start doing all this?
I think I was about 15 when I was in high school. I started making my homecoming dress. I made my prom dress. And that's when I really started going. Once I made my first dress, I was hooked. I was like, this is really cool.
So there you
I
are.
want to do
You
this.
still talk to your high school like ex-boyfriends and stuff?
No, I don't.
'Cause you know they're like, I did a Miss
In
USA.
your face.
One like slid in the DMs
Yeah,
right
I
after
bet.
Miss USA with the congratulations.
I bet.
Wait, did you have a boyfriend in high school that maybe broke up with you, and now you can like, look what you missed?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard from that one.
He's too embarrassed. That's
Screwed
why.
up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Funny how that works, huh?
Right.
Thank you so much for stopping by this morning. This has been a real pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you for
learning
having me.
so
Y'all are
much.
so fun.
Thanks for listening to us for years. She
Yeah.
said she grew up listening to us.
She was singing the jingle during the
know.
commercial break.
104.1. What, do they do talent competitions or no in Miss USA?
This system we don't, but I always tell
What would
people if
your
I
talent-
did,
Yeah, what would-
hula hooping, because I can hula hoop on my nose and my shoulder
Wait, on your
Whoa.
nose.
and my legs. Yes, all over.
Okay. Wait, I think we have a hula hoop.
Party
Do we?
We do have one down in the office.
Yeah,
Y'all
we got-
do?
Yeah, I think we have a hula hoop.
Oh,
on,
we
here.
can do it.
Here's
During
my
the-
office key.
During the break. We'll put some on
hoop.
social
Down there.
media. I don't know how you can do the nose, though.
There's a hula hoop. Yeah.
Right? We may have to see this.
No.
Can you stick around for just a couple minutes?
Yeah, I will hula hoop for y'all.
Okay.
All right. Next on the Roula Ryan Show.